Sometimes we see people, webmasters, using shortcuts for their affiliate link or for their YouTube channel. Usually it's on their site, they have a URL, a link that starts with recommends or go, then they have a slash, and they have a word. It could be YouTube or the name of a product sold as an affiliate marketer. So to do this, often it's people who are using WordPress, because WordPress has plugins that do this, like Pretty Links. This is a plugin to manage the shortcuts and where they go. And now people are asking how to do it with SYSTEMEIO. And for SYSTEMEIO, as you know, maybe you cannot do code on the server side. So you cannot add plugins that will add features. But you can use JavaScript, which is code run on the client side. So on the visitor, on the page, some code can be executed. It's JavaScript. And so what you can do is have almost the same, but instead of a forward slash, it will be an interrogation mark. So you can have exactly the same recommends, interrogation mark, and a word, and it will redirect to your affiliate link. And also, you can have it at the without the recommends. You can have it on the home page of your site. So you can have yoursite.com, interrogation mark, and a word, and it will redirect where you want. So, and even one more thing about this JavaScript on SYSTEMEIO is that you don't have to use recommends or dedicate the home page only for redirections. No, you can have a page which has content on it, and if you send people to it, they will see the content. But you can also use this page, this URL, and just by adding interrogation mark and a word, instead of displaying the page, it will redirect to your affiliate link. So a page, a URL page can be used for both situations, depending on what you put in the link, if you put interrogation mark with a word or not. So to do that, when we go to the SYSTEMEIO page editor, what I recommend is you use a HTML code element that you put at the top of the page. So you will have something like this. I recommend this for two reasons. First, why to put it on the top of the page, not at the bottom, is because if you put it at the bottom, the page will display first and then execute the script and then redirect. So people will see your page for a flash, a second, and then be redirected. If you put it at the top, it will first redirect and not display the page. And the second reason why I say to put it here, I recommend, is because the alternative will be to put it in the settings of the page. When you go down, you see there is a place here to put script in the header. So in fact, this place in the header is even better than to put it on the page. Why is better? Is because on the page, it already started to display the page, at least the background of the page, and I mean, that's it, but it's already something. If you put it in the settings of the page, it's the first thing that will be executed. Before anything else, it's this script. So the redirect will be very fast. I mean, fast is not what I mean, because it's the same. For humans, the same speed. But I mean, it's fast, it's before doing anything else, before preparing the page. So this one is the best. But for us, when you want to go and edit the script to add more links, it's better to have it on the page, because this HTML code will not display anything. So for your page, it doesn't matter. But for you, when you go to the editor, you just click here, and you can edit the code. But if you put it in the header, you need to go to the page, go to settings, go down, and click on this button. So it's more work. It's not as intuitive. So that's why I recommend to put it here, and you should follow my recommendation. And now we will see what is in this script. And this script, you can put it on any page, on several pages. That doesn't matter. But you have to set up your list of links. So if you have several pages where you have this script, in each pages you should have, maybe you can have different lists of links if you can remember them. But it's not one list, a central list that all pages will use. Each page use its own list. So the list is in the script. So you click here, you click on modify the code, and you see this code. you don't have to change this code. Only the first part, if you want. It's called the James recommends, and it's a JavaScript object. Inside you have a few lines. Maybe I should talk about the first line first. So just listen to this one. It's the default. I wrote a comment. I say, if you don't want a default redirection, remove the line for default. So this is the first line I put here. What does it mean? It means that if the script is unable to find in the URL to find the word that is in your list, what should it do? I mean, there is two possibilities. Either it redirects to a default link, or it does nothing and just displays the page. So this is what this first line is for. If you put a default line here with a URL, it will always redirect somewhere, and if it can't find where to send it, it will send it to what you put in default. But if you remove this line, then if the script cannot find something after the interrogation mark that is in your list, then it will do nothing, and so the page will just load like a normal page. So that's your choice here to do. And then when you want to add something, for instance, you want to add YouTube and send it to your YouTube channel, you simply add a line just like this one, and you add it more. So this list here will grow, and when you want to change the redirection, you just change it here. So you have to keep it up to date yourself, this list only. The rest of the code, you don't need to change it or edit it. It will work fine. So you see, what recommendation I have is that in the name, in the word, you should use only letters and numbers. That's it. No other character. No space, no punctuation, nothing. Just letter and number, and it's more than enough. So nice finish for the tutorial. I think you can use it, but if you want to stay in the video, I will go through the code so you can understand what it does and all the cases it covers. So first, here we define a variable called gems2, and we set it to nothing, empty. And then the first things we will do is what I talked about just a minute ago about the default. So we say if the list gems recommends has a key called default, then we set gems2 to default. So it means if you don't have this line with default, gems2 will stay empty. But if you have, then gems2 will be default. So we have resolved our issue between choosing what should we do, nothing or default, depending on if we have it in our list. Then the next things to do is to look in the URL of the current page and search for a word after the interrogation mark. So that was what it does here. We define a variable named JamesMatch, and this is the URL of the current page, and we try to match to see if there is a match with this rule, a regex rule. So these rules just look for at least one letter or number after an interrogation mark, and it search one or more until the end of the line or until there is a non-alphanumerical character. So it could be anything that is not a letter or a number, and it will try to find a word of at least one character after an interrogation mark. So, and the answer will be either false or it will be the result, what we have found. Okay, so in JamesMatch, after that we say if JamesMatch. So if it's true, if it has something, if we have found something, then we set gems2 to what we have found. Okay, so at this stage, if we didn't find anything, gems2 is either empty or as default in it. If we have found something, we have put in gems2 what we have found. And then finally, it's the redirection. We have to decide what should we do? Redirect, and if so, where, or not redirect. So we say if gems2 is different than nothing, if gems2 is not empty, and in the list we have a key here that match what we have found or default. If both those conditions, not empty and in the list we have something, then we redirect to this to the value of what we have found, or of default if default exists. We redirect to this URL. But if it's not empty but we don't find something in our list, or if it's empty, then we do nothing. So it means if it's empty, it means there is no default in the list and we could not find anything in the URL. So in this case, it stays empty and we do nothing. Or maybe it's not empty, but what we found after the interrogation mark was not in our list. For instance, if we send a link to our page with interrogation mark and YouTube, but we don't have YouTube in our list, then it will not redirect, not to default, not to YouTube, because it cannot find it. So it will just do nothing. So you understand the things? Of course, what I could have done in this script, I could have said that if it's not empty, so if we have found something, but we don't have it in our list, then we should redirect to default. Maybe I could have done that. And if you want, you can improve on this script in order to do that. But it's a, you have to, if you find something that is not in your list, you cannot just redirect to default. You need to first check, is there a default? And if so, then we redirect to default. So you need to add a few extra lines to this code if you want to do that. Or maybe I will do it because it's a valid point. And then if you download the script, it will be updated. I think I will do it. Maybe I could do it in this video, but it's already about a quarter, 15 minutes. So let's end it here. And if you want the code, just ask me in the comments or get it somewhere around this video. Maybe you will have a link. It will be updated. Bye bye.